isn't this working? Is this streaming at all? Can people see me? Hello, hello. I don't know if... Okay. Hello, I am... Can anybody actually see? Come on. What is happening here? I don't know if anybody can hear me through this. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's streaming. So, oh shit. Okay. All right. Looks like I am now live. It took just a little bit of time for everything to kind of go in. So let me just get myself rolling. Hope everyone can hear me. I don't know who's in the chat at the moment. Let me check. All right, and I can now hear me. So, all right, sweet. So let me get started then. This might, as I was mentioning, this is my first time streaming, so I am, yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming down to the stream, everybody. I am super excited to show you everybody all my gear. Yeah, so as you can see, it's just my legs because I decided to put the camera down a little bit further down so everyone could actually have a good look at all my, have a good look at the stuff. You know, there's no point in just having video of me when at the end of the day I'm trying to show you guys actually what I'm taking. So, and also you notice I'm having to kind of talk like this because my microphone stand is not really good, and yeah, and so I'm having to like, you know, just hold it. So, and I also see that I'm also kind of Steven Seagaling around here on the chair, and that's because there's quite a bit of stuff here, and I really can't be. But I don't know if I can swear. How long into the stream I can swear? I think I've already said shit. So that is going to be. That really probably won't matter now then. So anyway, let's. Cool. Anyway, yeah. So. I am going to, I think let's first talk about because I'm going, let me give you guys a bit of background actually. So I'm heading over to this Orang Asli community. So Orang Asli means indigenous person in Malay. So I'm going to one of these places over in the northern part of the country. I'm not sure if I really want to say exactly where I'm going because yeah, there's a lot of reasons, especially with security and wildlife and that sort of stuff. But anyway, it's in Northern Malaysia, and I'll probably show you. I want to do some mapping, but I think I got a way of making it so that you guys, well, if you're smart, you could probably figure it out. But you know, I'm not going to just tell you guys exactly where stuff is in that. So, but anyway, the idea is anyone who doesn't know me, I work for a NGO called ERP, Elephants, Rhinos, People, where we the main goal is rural poverty alleviation by helping communities that are near like wildlife and stuff and elephants and rhinos. But here we in Malaysia they don't have any more rhinos, so we're doing a bit more focus on tigers instead of rhinos. But anyway, well, you know, I would say that we're actually not really doing much for tigers at the moment. I've just been doing elephant stuff. So, and the reason why I'm going up to this community is that there's been a lot of reports of elephant conflict, elephants coming in and eating their crops and that sort of stuff. And so, yeah, there seems to be an issue here. Let me just quickly check. I don't know if people can... Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's still going. So, okay, anyway. So, this is my first time using the stream, and it looks like... Okay, if I now move back... Steven Seagal back over here. Anyway, I think as we are talking, I'll be able to see that. Looks like it's all working. So, all right, no problem. Let's continue. So yeah, and these people are having some issues with the elephants, and I am going to go up there and have a chat with them and find out what's happening. And yeah, essentially, it's a bit of community building type stuff. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm going up there on my motorbike, which is going to be really cool. I've been up to that area on my motorbike a few times. It takes about 3 hours. And yeah, on Malaysian roads, which anyone who has driven in Southeast Asia knows that riding around on in Malaysia is, especially on the main roads, is really not a fun task. I'm going to be glad when I actually get there. And on top of that, I am bringing all this gear. Woo! And a lot of it, I'm going to be putting it in this box here. Boom. You'd be surprised this box is actually like a cavern, eh? Excuse me. So, anyway, let's talk about motorcycle gear first. So the first thing I'm going to get is my motorbike helmet. So I bought this sucker for like, I think it was like $30. And then, yeah, I obviously got like a full, like, hang on a sec, let me just, all right. Ow, fuck, I just like smashed my face and my ass into the thing. Okay, so you can see this is the motorcycle helmet. I've got a thing on the front for the GoPro. I found that the GoPro is actually like, having to wear it really, really sucks because it's like super heavy and it hurts my neck. So I generally actually don't try and do that. Yeah. So, but anyway, and then you can also see. Sorry, you can also see the thing here, the audio system. This thing's pretty cool. It connects via Bluetooth to your phone, and I can listen to music or make phone calls and that sort of stuff. Though, let's face it, I don't actually make any phone calls with this because I'm focusing on riding. And because obviously, like trying to ride around in Malaysia, you just got to be focused the whole time. And anyway, it was pretty cool. I got this thing for like $20, and it's pretty much waterproof. I've gone through like some serious storms with it in, and it still hasn't failed me yet. But you know, like everything in Malaysia, it will eventually fail you. So and then it's nothing really special. Though, let's face it, I kind of wish that I got not a dark visor because, like, it's really a bit of a bitch to ride at night. And so usually I have to have it open at night, and if it's raining, it's just like, fuck this. So, but anyway, there's that, and then you just stand back up. That's what I kind of wanted to avoid, is sitting down and standing. Okay, so over here I've got a whole bunch of clothes. So I'm not going to worry about them. Let me. They're clean. I actually just washed my stuff my floors yesterday, so everything here is actually really clean. So next thing is my motorcycle pants. They've actually got like all these pads in here, and they have one pair, and I really should buy a second pair because these things end up getting so gross. Because like when you're out in Malaysia, it's just like you're riding your motorbike out in Malaysia, and it just kind of sucks, like, in terms of the weather, because it's so hot all the damn time. And you can see, like, I'm not wearing a shirt because it's just brutal, man. And, yeah, and, I mean, yeah, I could have the thing in the air conditioning on, and I probably will do that in just now. But, anyway, just riding around, and I got these on. So you got these motorcycle pants, then I'm obviously just wearing whatever shirt. And then wearing this huge jacket that actually weighs quite a bit as well. This jacket weighs quite a bit, and it's got all the padding and all that sort of stuff. And this thing's like rated for like if I end up falling off and skidding. And it's like wearing that and the pants, and then also the gloves. I decided to go fingerless gloves, but they have a little bit of padding in there as well, just because. But I mean, if I've had an accident, my fingers are gonna get fucking fucked up. So anyway, but you gotta decide what's going to be best for you in that. So anyway, yeah, that's. Oh, and then I got my motorcycle boots, which are like out in the back there. They're like big, heavy, and the reason why I wear motorcycle boots now when I'm going is because you have a look at, first of all, that scar there. That's when I didn't wear pants. And then you can see this here. I ended up going up to the same area a few weeks back, and then it ended up getting burned because the exhaust, not the exhaust, like the engine, just spewing out hot air. And like I said, it's a 3.5 hour ride. And then, so it kind of just like slowly cooked my leg. And I really didn't enjoy that. So, yeah, and because I was wearing just like some kind of sandals. So, anyway, yeah, that's the story of all my burns. And I really don't want to get burnt or road rash or anything like that. So I wear all the safety gear. And, yeah, because I think if you ride motorbikes for long enough in Malaysia, your day will come. So, yeah, you got to be so careful here. People are just really crazy drivers and motorcyclists, and yeah. Anyway, so let's move on to actual gear. So the first thing that I started thinking about was food. Now, what I kind of don't know about in terms of my food is that usually what I do is I take these thingies, right? So this is like it's a rendang daging, or it's a beef rendang. So daging means beef, if you didn't know that. Well, it means meat, but generally when you say daging, you mean beef. And yeah, I usually mix that with some shallots, which I got in this big bag, just some shallots. And I've also got to go up to the supermarket and get some like powdered coconut milk, and I usually I got some chili powder, which I'll bring. And that pretty much, and then I also cook a little bit of rice, and that is like a really nice, easy meal. So that's, yeah. So I was thinking about carrying that, but then also at the same time, I'm like, well, fuck, where am I gonna cook this? Where am I gonna, how am I gonna carry all the stuff to actually cook it? I'm gonna be with a bunch of Orang Asli guys the whole time. So actually, what I'm thinking is, I'm still gonna bring this, which is, it's just a kind of a ready-made meal type thing. And this thing kind of, you just add some water, and it's got a thing that heats it up, and it's good in like what do you call, if you like in an emergency situation. So if you really need to eat something, then you can get that. And so I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll probably just buy a bunch of rice, maybe some chicken and stuff, or I might even just cook something small. And I'll just checking shit. I thought my fly was undone, but it is not. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll just bring some raw ingredients and get them to cook instead, because yeah, that's going to be a much easier way of doing things. So I'm actually probably going to put that aside for now. You can go and, let me just place this over here with a pile of other shit on my table that is not working. So anyway, let's continue on. Now let's get into the real fun stuff. So first of all, this is my parang that I take around, and that's my tailor thing for when I go sewing. I'm joking. I'll tell you guys what it is. This is my parang. I actually bought this thing in Borneo. Let me just put the microphone down so I can actually use both hands for this. So okay, you have to be a little careful. This one has never seen blood before, and if the blood is spilled on it, apparently, or there's some myth that the guys in Sarawak have. This thing's pretty sharp, but sorry, the thing about it is that it's like there's something about blood being spilt on it, and then you actually have to like keep the blood in like a certain sacrificial thing, and I don't have no idea what that means. But anyway, this thing is pretty sharp. It does the job. See, it's about this size. actually, what you'll notice here, if you really get up nice and close, is that the sharp bit really only starts about here up until here. It's actually square. So what you can actually do is go like that, and for specific things, but generally you want to try and hold it like that. I would usually go in and tell you guys more about sharpening this, but let's face it, you could literally do an entire stream just on knife sharpening. So, and I have no idea how the hell I'm going to bring this on the motorbike either, because technically in Malaysia you are not allowed to bring your. Hang on, let me just take this off a second. In Malaysia, you're not allowed to bring your take your motor like a parang like out in public at all. So you have to be really, really careful about how you store and move stuff. I might decide to actually get my other parang, which I might be able to store more easily. Let me get that out now for you guys. Just hold on a sec. Okay. This is this other one that I bought at a hardware store here in Ipoh. It is a bit small, does the job. So anyway, I'll make that decision when I'm actually ready. Cool. Next thing is alright. Okay, let's talk about. I mean, I got these straps here, so I might as well talk. So I got these straps here, so I might as well talk about these straps. All right. Pretty much, my aim is to try and keep a lot of this like hard stuff, like stuff like the parang. I got a whole bunch of stuff over there we're going to talk about in a second. But the idea is all that sort of stuff is going to go inside the the box here. So, but I'm going to have to bring a whole bunch of clothing because I actually have to be clothed. Just if you want to see the non-clothed version, you have to check out my OnlyFans, Big Swinging Tarzan, and but yeah. So, but the so anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to put all my clothes in probably in some of these things. So, yeah. I don't know if anyone's seen these things before, but they are like they're bags to stop from water getting in. I actually use these things for kayaking. So this is I think it's the 12-liter one. I should say somewhere. Yeah, 13-liter. This one's a 13-liter. And generally you can fit actually quite a lot of clothes in here. And like I said, I use it for kayaking. And these things stay really, really dry. So if I attach this up to the, onto my bike, I got sort of like a front handle type thing on there. Then, yeah, actually, well, you should be able to, hang on a sec. Let me quickly just show you guys, because I am sitting down and, okay, no. Oh, no, I got it on different photos. Because I already closed that down. Shit. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so the idea is I'm going to put all my clothes in either one of these ones, or I've got a much bigger sized one, which doesn't actually say. But I know it's bigger because, look at the size of it. It's huge. And I'll probably fit all that. I'm wondering actually if I maybe I've got a second one of these as well, of the yellow ones. And so I'm thinking maybe I'll have two, one for dirty clothes, one for clean clothes. That might be a little bit easier. Anyway, so that's that stuff. Yeah, and I'll probably go over my clothes a little bit after this. So then the next thing that I am going and doing is yeah, okay, let's talk about. See, I got the blades out and stuff. Take out my knife. So this is a knife that I usually bring when I go out. Ooh, fuck. A couple of reasons why I like this knife. Is first of all, you can see I do like it because it's been very, very well used. But a couple of reasons. One, it is orange in color. So I can see one thing you'll notice about all my gear is that it's all orange because it's easy to see in the bush. But you should never rely on it. Make sure you always try and one thing about knives is never give a knife to somebody and keep your knife on you at all times unless you're using it. So if you're not using it, make sure that your thing's attached and you put it back in. That means you never lose it. Anyway, a couple of other reasons why I like this knife is you can see how thick it is. The metal goes all the way through the tang, or like the blade, like the metal goes all the way through the handle. So like literally you're holding like just one huge piece of metal. That's always the best for knives. One thing that it's got this sort of edge on here, which it works. I mean, it works. So that's all right. And one thing about knife is it's sharp. I'm not going to be dicking around doing sharpness tests with you guys. You can take my word for it. And because this thing actually popped out. Doesn't even and it's still in here. It kind of just popped right out. I now actually have to just use this to hold it in, but does the job. Oh shit. Okay, sweet, that looks alright. Cool. So yeah, I've got that, and then let's just chuck that back over here with all the other blades. Also got like a nice headlamp. This one's kind of cool because it actually, if you have a look on this side, you can see it's actually got a swivel, and that instead of being like a flashy type thing, it is it works much better because then like you're not going to scare the elephants when you are having like flashing lights and stuff, because flashing lights are like, elephants all have their own like different personalities and stuff, and so the thing about elephants is like like some elephants like they don't care about lights, and some elephants are kind of disturbed by it, and like I don't know a single elephant that doesn't like that likes fireworks. So I always tell people not to use fireworks, but yeah, a lot of elephants generally can be like super, super chill around lights, but then all of a sudden you put some flashing light on it, it's just like, hey, what's going on here? And you can turn like a calm, nice, peaceful elephant that you can move away to an elephant that is, kind of pissed off. And pissed off elephants are dangerous, and you don't really want to be having to try and move a pissed off elephant away from a field around like villages and stuff, and that's where you get like that's what happens. Yeah, you get bad stuff happens when that happens. People get killed. So yeah, that's why I use that torch. And also it's got like a yellow light, and I was told by my mate Andy Merck, who runs NWA, not something with attitude, but it's the Nature Wildlife Association over in Thailand, and and he was telling me that the yellow lights are better because at night, if you're moving through, it's a little bit easier to see the glow of the eyes. So, and they gave me this one as well. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not, and so that's why I use a yellow light. I also am carrying some other lights as well. Shit. Sorry about that. So I'm also carrying these other two lights. These ones are not charged. Let's try this one. Okay, this one is charged. Okay. So this one, yep. And it's got that. This one, I don't use for elephants. This one I use for being around the place because okay, so interesting thing about being around these Orang Asli villages, and I'll be saying Orang Asli a lot because it's what the people here call indigenous persons, but the Orang Asli they a lot of them don't have lights or anything in their houses and stuff. At least in some of the more remote communities that I've been to, and it can be a bit of a pain in the ass going around and trying to do stuff in the dark, and while you're trying to move around. And yeah, I use my head torch, but if you're even in the houses, it's like so much better to just have like a single light or something like that that can provide a little bit of assistance. So yeah, so I always bring like two of those. One in case I forget to charge one, and then a second one. One, and then a second one just in case I forget to charge the other one. And so let's get on also a lot of this other stuff here too. So let's talk about measuring shit. So I got a compass. I got a compass that I've got, which is it's a compass, and it's quite good for determining, like, you know, I often use my phone for stuff and making maps and that sort of stuff. So I'm quite reliant on using my phone, but I do actually, you know, being in the forest, sometimes you get wrong readings and that sort of stuff too. So what I generally try and do is also have a regular compass so I can check if the compass on my phone is working, and end up getting lost because it can be quite easy to get lost in the forest, and there's a lot of where I'm going is there's going to be a lot of wild animals if I go out and trekking and that sort of stuff. So what I really want to avoid is getting lost in the forest by myself where there's potentially dangerous animals. So that's why I take a compass with me. And and then the other thing that I'm taking with me, and you see that I got this thing that you would normally associate with like being a tailor. It's got thing, but actually I use this to measure elephant footprints and elephant what do you call it? So like elephant footprints. Yeah, so like to try and figure out maybe which elephants are which. I collect data on their footprints. And so what I do with that is, and I use this to figure out like how big the footprint is. So for example, let's just put this down a second. What's up, pimps? So what you end up doing is you kind of, like, let's just say this is an elephant footprint. Are we going to be able to see that? Yeah, let's take an elephant footprint. So pretty much what I do is I just measure its length. If it's the front foot, and if it's the back foot, I measure its length and its width. And yeah, so I pretty much do that and how do you know if it's the front or the back foot? Well, interestingly, the front foot has 5 toes and the back foot has 4 toes. So if you count the toes, you can usually tell. And yeah, you can kind of tell which elephants are which based on their footprint, especially if you've got like a number of different elephants coming in. Only like a couple of elephants, and like one elephant's huge and one's like not so big, and be like, oh, it's him and it's him. But it should never be a reliable thing to do. So another thing that I'm actually bringing this time, I mean, first of all, I always bring duct tape. Always bring duct tape, guys. Don't ever not bring duct tape with you. It's always like super useful. My phone is going off. I should probably put that on silent. So I'm actually taking a poncho today. If I don't use it, I'm going to give it away. I mean, these things are really, really good in a survival situation because they can be used like for a tent or a windbreak, or even just keeping you dry. At least in Malaysia, we don't have to worry about, hypothermia or anything like that. But you do have to worry about like trench foot and just being wet and a bit cold out in the forest by yourself can be a little bit miserable. So poncho is a really, really useful thing and can often actually be better than a natural raincoat. But that being said, I don't really want to, I'm wearing a poncho in the forest sucks as well. So anyway, I'm gonna make a plan about that but I am gonna take it with me. Could be going over there. So let me just check a few things. And it looks like it's still going. So if anybody wants to come in and say hi into the chat, then, feel free. I am happy to answer any questions about elephants or about the area that I'm seeing, about Orang Asli, anything like that. So feel free to jump in on the chat and ask me about, ask me anything, dudes. So let's check out some more gear. Next thing is I'm actually bringing this massive ass screwdriver because it's the thing that I use to get my box on and off from my bike. Yep, there's that. Then let's, because I think we're almost done with this. So I'm just going to quickly go over here. Next thing I've got is my binoculars. I've got these binoculars are actually really sick. I love these binos. Let me just put this microphone down. Yeah, got okay, so the Nikon Monarch 5s, and these things are just, they're so nice. They're made with quality. I've had them fixed a couple of times because things do get damaged out in the field, but I'm happy to pay for a little bit of repairs because these things brand new are something like $500-600, and they fuck. They really they're so good. They are just amazing. So anyway, that is that. Let's put these back in their nice little case so they don't get damaged. All right, next on the list is GPS. I never go anywhere without a GPS. I'm going to have my maps with me, but this thing gives me a straight up idea of where certain things are. I put certain stuff in here, and then I can at least figure out how to get back. It runs on AA batteries. So if you have a look, you just... is it that way? Yes. Two AA batteries. The batteries last forever. I did so much mapping in Africa using this, and it is a very, very useful tool. And this thing's pretty much indestructible, except for the fact that now the on and off button is now kind of falling apart. So I don't know how indestructible it is anymore, but it still works for now. Next thing is my drone. I've got a DJI Mini 2. Doesn't have any automated stuff. It's just literally for scouting and that sort of stuff. And very, very important when you go there is all the batteries are charged. And even more importantly, and let me just check this right now. Ooh. I'm really glad I checked that because there is no SD card in here. Or is there? No, there is not an SD card in here, so I've got to go now rooting around for a new SD card. Well, I've got to find out where the other one went. Boom. So, all right, hang on one sec, guys. Actually, it's getting really hot in here already because it's Malaysia. Let me just show you something. This is what it's like inside the house. I haven't turned on the aircon yet. I've got the dehumidifier. So if you have a look, if you see, okay, this thing here, this white thingy here, it's not just for like show. That thing is the dehumidifier, because actually, if you go outside, the humidity is like just bullshit. So, actually don't know what the humidity is. Let's do a test. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put this thingy out now, and I'm gonna put it outside, and I'm gonna turn the aircon on in here, and let's see what it is like. All right, so I put it outside. The and I think, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It kind of feels okay outside because there's a bit of a breeze going through. But yeah, let's check. I wonder whether I should put on the aircon or not. I'm hot. Fuck it, I will. All right, I'm hoping that won't be too noisy. Excuse me. So let's just go through the rest of the electrical gear that I'm bringing. So I'm bringing this. It's just a sound bar or whatever for two reasons. One is because the stereo on my computer is really, really shit, and it can all hook up via Bluetooth, so that's really nice. And so I can actually listen to stuff from my laptop on that. And then second reason is, and so if I'm doing any like talks or showing people video, then I can do that as well. And then the second reason is I like to use it to test what kind of music elephants like. Yeah, I'm kidding in a way, but actually I am going to I actually just sometimes use it to check if elephants are hang on one sec. If elephants like okay, ask me to do something with the bit rate. So I don't know what that means. Well, kind of. What did it tell me? I mean, my stream status is good. Whatever. I'm going to come back and listen to it later. So that let's just leave it at that. I mean, I wonder if settings is okay. It's telling me. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. But why YouTube? Why are you making me scared? Why are you making me scared about my stream? I'm really hoping that this hasn't like completely fucked it. So looks like my bitrate is low. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Next thing that I'm going to talk about is this. This thingy is my well, it's actually just an electronic pump. Is press it in. You hear it. I use that because I am sick to absolutely fucking death of living in uncomfort. I've been spending 2 years in Orang Asli villages, and can I tell you something that, like, a lot of the time you go and you stay there, and it is very, very uncomfortable. So I end up, I have, like, I'd much rather just bring my own sleeping gear. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I have figured out the penultimate setup for being comfortable. Number one, Number one, blow up sleeping mattress. This thing is like an absolute lifesaver. It's, yeah, like the thing about being uncomfortable is, the thing about comfort is that you really, really want to have at least your base mattress just being comfortable. I bought this off, well, I bought it from Decathlon actually, and I think I paid like $120 for it. Sorry, 120 ringgit, which is about $40 Aussie, because the conversion is 3 to 1. So this thing, it's a one person one, which is good enough. And yeah, this thing is super comfortable. I love it. I figured while I was up, I'd at least get this. So a lot of people think, oh, this is your what do you call it? You know, this is your sleeping bag or whatever. No, this is not my sleeping bag. This is my pillow. It's definitely the biggest thing here, and definitely the best thing, and most comfortable, and the most worth it. You gotta understand, this thing as a sleeping pillow is fucking amazing. I cannot recommend this thing more enough. I have drooled all over this. It's clean currently, but that's how good a night's sleep I got from using a mixture of this, and then, hang on, let me just place this over. And then this other thing. So, this is my other pillow. These days I rock a 2-pillow setup. So it's this, it comes in this tiny little bag, and so you undo that, excuse me, and then what you do is you just blow it up. And then you just poke that in like that, and this thing would be good enough on its own, right? It's actually quite comfortable. Like you can just kind of sleep on that. You can kind of just do it like that, but that with a mix of this. I mean, it'd be great if they could not slide around a little bit, but it for a camping setup, dude, like it is and then also like you have the inflatable mattress, which you don't inflate yourself. This is a really important tool. I'll tell you what, guys, I've been camping and doing hard yards out in the field for a very, very long time. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you want to have an enjoyable time when you are out in the field and out and doing stuff, you have to make sure that you bring stuff that is going to make you comfortable. It is just so important. I am so damn sick of just being fucking uncomfortable in the field. And I think a lot of people need to realize is that it is worth bringing it. If there's something that's going to make your life more comfortable in the bush or in the jungle or out in the desert or wherever in kind of wild environment places that you go, you need to make sure that you're going to bring stuff that is going to make you feel comfortable and at home. Otherwise, you're going to have just the most fucking horrible time. I swear, you will. So, back on the idea of comfort. So let's talk about comfort. So in a lot of these places in the Orang Asleep villages, how about this? Let me get my photos up and I can show you. Because nothing really, really beats... fuck. Well done, me. Is that... Okay, so I didn't fuck up my... if this thing my microphone unplugs, it's such a bitch. And, yeah. So, hang on one sec. I'm going to quickly switch to screen only, and we are going to look at photos. And then I am. Do I really want to show you all my photos? That's the question. I think let's do this. Okay, you know how I was talking about a boom mic stand? Here you go. You can look at that for a minute while I quickly look at all my photos and figure out what one I want to show you. Because I got lots of photos of me. So, if you want to support the channel, please buy me a mic stand. No, I'm kidding. Don't buy. You don't need to. People don't need to buy me stuff. I do just fine. Though, if people would like to support what I do and everything, have a chat with me, and I'm sure we could figure out some way of people being able to support things. So I am trying to find a good photo and failing miserably because these are probably not old enough. And these are way too new. Sorry guys, I will be back in a sec. And I'm actually here. I'm here talking to you right now with my sweet buttery voice. P Dizzle coming down to the drizzle. And we're going to be talking about, I just found some photos that may not be appropriate for a stream, which is totally cool. You guys don't need to see that. Don't worry. Nothing illegal, by the way. Just stuff that maybe people don't want to see. But, man, I got a lot of photos. Got all these photos of me in Thailand. And, here we go. Here's a photo of my mate Hubert. Hubert, if you are watching the stream, I am going to make you famous. So, here's my buddy Hubert. He does a lot of work for the Orang Asli community in Poskamar. But anyway, this is a Sewang house. Hang on a sec. Let me just... Oh, shit. Cool. Yeah, this is Sewang house. I've ended up having to sleep in this Sewang house many, many times. As you can see, there is no beds, and everything is made out of bamboo. We were doing a Sewang at this time. I caught COVID at this Sewang, so that was... and then I was stuck in this village for like a week by myself, so that really wasn't cool. And, you end up having to sit down with your legs crossed the whole time. And about almost 2 years ago, I ended up getting really badly beaten up at a place called Iron Ferries in KL, and I'm still bitter about that. I was by a security guard. So, I'm not bitter about that at all. It's not like it took me years to, a lot of time to heal from that. But let's not dwell on the past, and let's dwell on the fact that I can. I really hate sitting down and sitting down with my legs crossed. So that is why. Boom! I have this bad boy here. So this is a seat. If you didn't know, let's just turn it upside down so you can actually see. Yeah, pretty much it's a folding seat. If you didn't actually be able to figure that out. You can take a max weight of 110 kilograms, and it's 40 centimeters here and 50 centimeters here and 29 here. So that is some really, really interesting information about this. And it's a Quechua. If you're going to want to know, decathlon, Quechua. But in fact, actually, what they do is I had a look around, and I'm pretty sure that they actually just bought the licensing for this design, and there's actually a number of companies that make the same design exactly the same. So everything's kind of made off the same factory anyway, just has a different label put on it. But this is what I got this from Decathlon, and you can see I'm holding it like my baby. I'm actually trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna let me put this down. Just give me a moment. I'm going to close stuff because around here there are a lot of scrimmage. Okay, let me just... And I'm back. So that was from a bunch of. I was just closing the doors because I have some neighbours around here who have very, very loud children. It's one thing about Malaysia is that there's a lot of people with very loud children that scream all the time. And I'm not talking about babies. I'm talking about like 5, 6-year-olds. But anyway, yeah, so drives me insane, but that's fine. So I think the last bit that I'm going to talk about with people is medicine type stuff. So let me get out all that. And right here, I have, well, let's start off with maybe, I put this stuff over here a sec. Okay, this is my medical kit. Boom, medical kit. I actually bought this case from Mr. DIY. I think it's actually a pencil case for like kids' school and stuff, and that. But I actually repurposed it to be a medical kit. So in this, I've got quite a couple of things, basic stuff like Panadol, paracetamol, Nurofen, and something. Let me have a look at this. Oh, and some antibiotics. Interesting. I don't know why I put them in there. I know why, because I was probably sick at the time when I was like, oh, I'll keep it in there because I knew it was going to be antibiotics. So then also I got a couple of other things. I got some tweezers. Tweezers can be good for a number of different things, from tweezing to pulling and tweezing and stuff. Then I also have just a pair of scissors, because who knows when a pair of scissors might come in handy. One time it came in handy when I ran out of scissors to chop up something of the green variety, and couldn't find any good scissors, so I ended up using these. Always good for a backup. Also these things, this is actually a mix of gauze and then cotton buds. So I'll probably actually replenish this a little bit before I go up. And well, let's have a look at this. I'm here, so I might as well actually check stuff while I'm part of this is actually that I am want to be checking stuff. So I might as well check it while I'm here. So this one here, what have we got? Okay, we've got like 3 things of gauze and like what's that, 5 cotton buds, I think. And I mean, look at this there. I think these have probably been handled too much as well, and I'm pretty sure I actually dropped these gauzes on the ground, and now they've touched my desk, which, even though I cleaned, is still not a very, very clean place. So I'm going to get some more gauze. I'm going to get some more cotton bud from my stash. Give me a sec. You can see all this stuff that I actually carry around. I also brought out some more Band-Aids because I was pretty sure I couldn't see any Band-Aids in my kit, so I'm going to replenish that as well. So let me just move move the chair around a little bit. So next is, I think I'm out of gauze. So I'm going to actually use the gauze from this because I've already been handling that. It's now infected. The whole reason for gauze is to help prevent infection. So I'm going to quickly add that in. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to show you something. This is for like foot rot or whatever. Actually, one thing that'd be good is I probably should check the use by date on this. So give me a sec. So to check the use by date on this thingy, okay. All right. Well, this is what it says. You guys can read that at all. Okay, what it says is 10/20/2446, December 20, November 24. So I think if it says November 24, I'm probably going to be right. So, and if anyone didn't know what this stuff is actually, it is like this powder. So I don't really want to powder it everywhere, which I'm going to. So yeah, as I said, I just powdered exactly what I didn't want to do. So that's fantastic. I'm now just going to go and clean this off and make sure that I get enough powder back in the thing so it's not just completely wasted. All right. I'm just going to put you guys on standby. Just give me 2 minutes. All right. I think you can be safe to say that this that my sink won't be the starting point for a Last of Us type infection. So the reason why, okay, so did I explain what this was? If I didn't, this thing is to prevent like athlete's foot and stuff. So if your feet are getting like really moist and you're getting like all this, getting like a fungal infection, this is what, this is like the antidote for that. And so what you do is you just like powder it on your feet when you're in the places that you have it, and try and keep your feet dry. And yeah, and the reason why I am putting it in a plastic bag, well, in a Ziploc bag, is because it's a powder, and powders don't react well to being like wet. So, so we got that. Then that's right. I came in here to add some more cotton balls. So I am actually going to be adding, fuck it, let's just add like 10 cotton balls. That many. It's not a science. It's, you know, obviously medicine is a science, but like how many cotton balls I put in a thing is not that science. Then next is the gauze. So I got all this gauze that's been in here. I'm going to steal it from in here. And it looks like it's still okay. I'm going to place it all in here, and then we've got that all in there like that. And if you notice, I put a lot of stuff in in small Ziploc bags. One, because it's easy to manipulate small bags, and then second, Ziploc is because it rains all the fucking time and everything gets wet all the time. So you gotta be a bit careful about that. So, boom, I think that is cool. What else have I got in here? So, oh, I actually do have a bunch of Band-Aids, and they are not in Ziploc bags. So, question is, do I Ziploc it or not? Do I waste another Ziploc? And ooh, look how pitiful that is. 3 days? No, that is not going to last 3 days. It could, but I'd be pushing it. So I'm actually going to go grab another one. I ended up buying a whole bunch of these, and they come from this brand actually. In particular, comes from Thailand. You can see it's all in that weird looking language. Thailand has like 47 characters, and I've tried learning Thai and I speak a little bit of it, but Thai is just a very, very difficult language to learn. They say cow, and like depending on the way you say it, it can mean like 9 different things. It's ridiculous. Hey, by the way, I love Thailand. Absolutely love Thailand, and love Thai people. Love all you Thai people. All right, I'm on my last 2. So, what I'm going to do is, see, the thing is, everything about this is supposed to be compact. So, that'll be fine. Next is the, well, you know what? I'm just going to leave this one at home, and I'm going to put the brand new one in the bag, which is, where the fuck did I put that thing? It's up here. Okay. See people jumping in, jumping out the stream a little bit. So far I've had 4 views and 1 concurrent viewer. I don't know who this concurrent viewer is, and I'm really glad that that you've been able to stay here for my stream and enjoy the. Sorry, I don't have any hot spicy memes for you, but hopefully my charisma and charm has made you laugh at least once. And yeah, there's that. I got this. Do I need anything else in here? And I think they're actually pretty sweet for that. So what I'm going to do now is, you can see this just, well, actually, do I have anything else I want to show you guys in here? I mean, there's not really that much else that I have in this bag. I mean, I have some shit for disinfecting, like antibacterial disinfectant. I have some hand sanitizer. I also have some like methylated spirits. Fun fact, in Wee War, back in the 80s, the pub used to, my parents told me that the pub used to serve all the indigenous people methylated spirits on orange juice. If anyone doesn't know, drinking methylated spirits is like, methylated spirits is a type of alcohol, but it's not like ethanol. Like ethanol is the kind of alcohol that we usually drink, and yeah, I'm not going to worry about putting that in Ziplocs because it's a bit of a waste. But anyway, yeah, methanol or methyl alcohol is like, it just destroys your body and gets you really, really wasted. But it destroys your body and it's really, really bad for you. And so giving Indigenous people that is in outback Australia is not the nicest, not the greatest thing to do. And by the way, I don't think they do that anymore. I've never been myself. So anyway, that's a little fun little bit of history for you. Yeah, medical kit. This is my thing that I always take around with me, and then I carry around a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Going to this kind of places, you are staying in like a really remote area, and it can, like, if you end up getting injured, it can be a bit of a bitch to get out. So one of the things that I take everywhere with me is this Medicream. It used to be called Mediquattro, but now it's just Medicream, and it is if you get like a mosquito bite or a leech bite or something, and it's like that's like crazy itchy, because sometimes like you get them and it's just like, fuck this, seriously. And this stuff, no shit, really just, like, you put it on within 30 seconds, it's like, oh, I can't even feel it anymore. And then the mosquito bite, like, instead of staying around for like 2-3 days, it's gone within like 24 hours. This stuff is like crack for your skin. It is amazing. On top of that, I've also got some like other type of ointment type shit. You got the Phobin Court, which is for like tropical like stuff. If you like got like bacterial stuff with tropical stuff. So yeah, this is the Phobin Court, and then Lamisil also does pretty much the same thing. They're both like tropical skin type stuff. Fusidic acid. I wonder actually if they both have the same ingredients. But I don't know why I have two types, but maybe because one of them is expired. They both expired, I think. I wonder if they're still good. I should check that at some point. I will. But so yeah, and I got that, and then I've got this massive big thing of things. So the main stuff that you want to talk about, you want to worry about, is antihistamines, and then anti-inflammatories as well. So the antihistamines is, there's a couple of reasons why you might have antihistamines. If you are like me and have hay fever, then it's always good to have just carrying around no matter what. Especially like, I'm from Victoria in Australia, and during hay fever season, it's so brutal. I remember me and my dad just used to get it really bad all the time. Shout out to Dad if you're watching this later. I know you guys at Trish's birthday, and here's a happy birthday to Trish O'Donoghue in Essendon. I hope you have a fantastic day, everybody. So what I am then going and doing is, next thing, I got these bromelain things. These are actually, it's like a hydrolyte type thing. So if you're, if you've been sweating a lot and you're just feeling like absolute shit, then you take that. This is the thing, the collodium. This is something that my mate, my buddy Hubert, who was in that picture, put me in onto. Sorry, the picture quality is a bit shitty. Collodium stops you from shitting. I call it the anti-shit medication, and it essentially just clogs you up. And if you're going to be in a place where it's like what I mean is it's an anti-diarrheal. So if you have diarrhea, it's supposed to help prevent that. And often Hubert and I take it right before we go into Orang Asli Village. I'm not doing it this time. I'll be fine. Because sometimes the food that you can get up there can give you an upset stomach, and also there's no toilet, so I'd rather just like be backed up for like a day or two than having to try and find somewhere to shit. And it really because like you saw in the thing, the facilities can be a bit what do you call it, lax. So yeah, there's that. And then also on top of that, I mean, I've got so many different medications here. I could probably go through them as well. I mean, which one is this? I went through all these the other day, and now I've completely forgotten them. I always do this. Desflatoride. I don't know the names of these off my heart. I don't know, Dynafarm. I seem to remember that these are also some types of anti-inflammatories. I actually went and Googled this. I will. So this is one important thing, is that if you're taking medication and everything, make sure that you actually know what's in there. A lot of these I do actually have, like I know the collodion because let's face it, you just know collodion. You got a water disinfectant. I very rarely use that. I actually instead carry this thingy around. This thing's actually one of the best water disinfectants. So if you have a look on the inside, you can actually, maybe you can see it better on this side instead. So yeah, you can see essentially you can have 2 bottles of water. I can have 1 bottle of water, which is what I do. I put the water bottle on this end, screw it in. Actually, do I have a 100+ bottle? I'll show you. So what you do, and it screws on, and then what I do is I just flip it upside down and squeeze it. Give it a good old squeeze, and pretty much, and then you've got clean water. It works actually very nicely. So usually I go up there with like some sort of bottle that I can use, and I will place that back in my pile of recycling stuff that I am going to recycle later. And I don't need this on the floor anymore. And yeah, I mean, I got a whole bunch of different types of like stuff in here, but the main stuff I always worry about is antihistamines, which I have, the anti-inflammatories, which I know I also have around here somewhere, and that's a water disinfectant. Maybe that other stuff was the anti-inflammatory. I'm going to go check, and I'm not going to go check that right now, because if I do, maybe what I will end up doing is taking some of the ones that I like from here, like the collodium, some of the I think got the antihistamines that I've got, which I kind of stole from Hubert. And, no. Like diclofenac sodium, all these, okay, these ones here. These are all my anti-inflammatories. So I've got antihistamines, anti-inflammatories, and then I'll probably take some other ones. So let me put these on top of here. Let me also get the, see, I'm going to put you in the maybe pile. There's a kind of maybe pile. When I end up starting doing this, I end up just having piles everywhere. Water disinfectant state. What the fuck is this? It is, I think this was to help with, inhibit acid secretion. I probably don't need that. I had that when I was like, I had this thing when I was in Thailand where I just, every single day I was just had diarrhea the whole time. Actually, it started in Malaysia. Oh, I'm going to bring this with me. That's the thingy to stop you from, okay, nausea and vomiting. Take that. Yeah, and I just had diarrhea every single day. It was driving me insane. And I started that in had that in Malaysia, and then it kept on going. And so, yeah, wasn't really the most fun thing. But anyway, I had that to try and help with that. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think now I'm going to start seeing what I can do to pack all my stuff in my bags. So, yeah, this is the bad boy right here. This one right here. You can see it's the cavernous hole. Take all this out. Actually, there's a bit of sand in here as well, which makes me not happy. It holds in by these two screws. There's two of these. I might just de-sandify it outside real quick. Just give me a sec. All right. I actually realized that I have forgotten two very important things, and these two important things are this. I really hate having to wash my ass with water. I understand the bidet, and I actually don't mind the bidet so much. Living in Malaysia, you kind of just have to deal with it. But I would say that if you're in these communities, this is a much better thing to use because, like, it's just impossible to get stuff around. Like, I mean, there's no real way to easily wash yourself privately there. So, yeah. A lot of people end up washing themselves in the river, which I kind of want to avoid doing that. Okay, so. Alright, so I have all this stuff here, and I've got to fit all this stuff into that. Well, not everything actually. I'm going to be taking a backpack, and I'm also going to be putting all my clothes in these things as well. So I think before I start trying to put stuff in, and I also forgot to mention. Check out this. This is my sleeping bag, little tiny. It's made out of 100% silk from Kathmandu. I got this sent by my awesome niece, nephew, sister, and brother-in-law. They gave this to me as a birthday present. So Ellie, Matt, Tess, and Jack, you do know that this does get used and it's well loved. I'm not going to take it out because it's an absolute bitch to get in and out, but you can, it's used. So now what I'm going to do is, so before we actually do anything, let's now roll this bad boy back up. So it's literally just memory foam. So what I just end up doing is this. Rolling it up, putting it in. So maybe you can see me trying to put it in. And you kind of just have to do it before it rolls back out. Oh, and if you're wondering, if anyone's wondering, seeing this and thinking, hey, what's this? It is the Decathlon Quechua Pillow Aurelia, whatever, and it's this one. You just get on Decathlon and just check it out. So the other one is this. This one actually is a little bit more of a bitch to actually close up, and I'll show you why. So, first of all, it's actually pretty easy to kind of just do this, and you just squeeze it all together, and it's just like, yeah, okay, sweet. But when you do that, then it inflates again. So what I kind of tend to do is, first of all, if you notice, this thing kind of folds in on itself a little bit. So what I like to do is do that, try and get that as thingy as possible, and then, so I'm trying to do this and speak in the microphone as well. So now that I've kind of got this, is this actually in? No, it's just getting more air in. So now I can do that, and I can really get this as tight as possible. Fuck this thing. Can be a bit of a bitch sometimes. And now I can actually just put it straight in. So yep. Sorry guys, this is the boring part of trying to go out and camping, you know, packing and, well, I mean, I don't mind actually packing. I just hate having to fucking put stuff in bags and try and do that. But yeah, you can see it just goes into this tiny little bag. And so let's see what I can do to actually start fitting gear in my things. So like everything, I always start with like the big bulky heavy stuff at the bottom. So things like the chair, that's always going to be going at the bottom, as well as the mattress. So yeah, obviously you got these two. They're already taking up something like, you can see they're taking up already quite a bit of space, but that's okay. You know, it's just something that that happens. Then that I try and start putting things like. Okay, so the main thing about this is that this thing is actually surprisingly waterproof, so that the yeah, it's actually quite waterproof. So I try and put all the stuff that I really, really, really don't want to be wet in there. Like, for example, toilet paper. So, sweet, that'll form a base now. And if the TP gets a little bit ripped, you know, I have 2 rolls for like three nights, so that should be okay. Then, kind of, now we're at a stage where I can start moving stuff around a little bit. So, my problem is this. I love using this parang, and I really want to use it in the field as well, but I really feel like it's so fucking difficult to be moving around. So I'm gonna worry about that one later. I'm gonna see if I can put this. See, look at that. Boom. Now we're having fun. Well, I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys. All right. Question is, all that stuff. I think I like to put this in here so that at least, because I think what I'm going to have to end up doing is putting the drone in the backpack with my computer, and the computer ends up being like, yeah, pain in the ass actually, but because like, but it is essential. I really do need to take my computer with me, so because I end up showing people stuff and that sort of stuff. So then next, I think let's put in the knife. The knife, guys. You can't go around without a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. And I don't know. I was thinking about carrying around another knife, and you know what? I actually will. I've got this other knife. There's some other stuff that I end up always bringing with me. Is my passport. So my passport, and also a little small knife that I can use to cut stuff. This knife is crazy sharp, by the way. So I bought it, and like this thing, you can't see it. This thing, like if I went like that, I'd really, really, really badly cut myself. So I'm not going to do that for obvious reasons. But what you need to know is that I carry around an extremely sharp knife, and this is mainly for people that I don't like and that want to have their balls removed. So yeah, that's what actually I need this for. But that is a joke. In all seriousness, I actually bring this in case I need to do any kind of cooking work, and there's nothing that I hate more than cooking with a blunt knife or trying to cut things with a blunt knife. It's also very dangerous. But anyway, I'm gonna put this. I'm wondering. If I place this something like that, or like this. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I just don't want it coming out of the sheath and cutting shit up, you know. Next. So let's check out what I've got here. This is my tool set that came with the motorbike. I actually chuck a few tools in here. It can be quite useful. You know, it's got this. It's got this little thing here for the different sized Allen keys. I chuck this one in there as well because I actually had a spare. I bought a second one by accident, and also some of the. This is the right size to be screwing on certain things, so that should be okay. And this also has a screwdriver on it, though. I'd probably be using this dual way screwdriver that it comes with, which is pretty little nifty little thing. So one important thing about if you've got tools is make sure you know how to use them. There's no point in having a toolkit if you don't know how to use a thing. And I would say that I am really quite shit at being able to do stuff with motorbikes. But I at least have the tools. So if I meet people who are not good, that can fix it, they at least can use my tools. Or they can use their own tools as well. But the thing is, they have the option. So, toolbox in there. Next thing is anything. So, as I mentioned, anything electronic is coming is going to be in here. So, yep, there you go. Torch. I forgot to mention, I actually have like a bunch of charging stuff as well that I'm going to be bringing. I'm going to be putting that in my backpack. So there is that as well. Let me do this as well. I might actually take 2 of those. It really depends on the size of the stuff, what I'm carrying and stuff. So you know how much space I have. Because don't forget, I also need to be bringing 2. It's like Tetris, but with equipment and yeah. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention as well is that I actually have a tarp that I'm going to use for underneath the thing so that my thing doesn't get holes in it. My sleeping mattress. So what else do I need? I mean, this is looking pretty good so far. I do wonder whether I should put the drone in the chuck it in my backpack. And I'm kind of leaning towards in here. Let me see if because let's face it, it's also quite heavy. I don't like carrying lots of stuff on my back if I can avoid it. So also bear in mind, I still have literally this whole top bit's worth of space as well, which does make it feel really quite cavernous. So okay. What else can go in there that's kind of like long and thin? That can go in there. And I'd probably say all these bits of meds as well. These kind of meds here are not going to be the kind of meds that I'm going to really be worried about. I said I wanted to check those. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So let's have a look at this Foban court real quick. Okay, well this is 25, so this stays. The other stuff is not going to stay. So I've got these two. They're the main kind of medications that you need in Malaysia anyway. And a lot of people think I go overboard on the drugs, like these kind of like pharmaceuticals. But I feel like it's always to be best to be prepared and know what you have, then and be ready for it. Then be out in the middle of the fucking forest and then be like, oh shit, I've got this massive fungal infection and I can barely walk back to the village. Like, you know, you sometimes feel like, oh, it's all right, and then you feel like it could be later in the day and you already walked really far and it's like, oh shit, this is really sucking. So that is why I always am super prepared. Next on the list is, well, I've got to put this in here, don't I? So I guess some people might have some questions about, like, okay, well, Pat, you're just here packing all your shit, which 100% you are right. If you realise that and you are that, then you are 100% right. I am just packing my shit. And I guess a lot of people might be asking me, well, Pat, how does this have anything to do with elephants? And my answer to that is, well, nothing, except I have to be out there and it's a remote area. Now, and then there's another question is, okay, Pat, do you have anything that's elephant specific for this trip? And the answer really is no. I mean, apart from my headlight, and then also the sound stuff. So, you know, this for the sound. There's not really much I'm bringing. I actually like to keep it simple. I use my phone for photos if I can. I've got, actually what I've got is, and it looks like it's finished charging. Yep, it has. So I obviously have my phone, and then I also have this really cool thing that if you turn on, so let me just unscrew that. And if I turn on, then yeah, it can hold the phone, and it's sort of like stabilizing things. So that actually worked quite well. And also, if I wanted to, I can just. Oh, that's right. It goes like that. And yes. How does it go again? Yeah. So then you can just use that as a thing when it's all connected and stuff. So that is that's pretty cool, I guess. And if you like interesting stuff like that, then don't forget to subscribe to Patrick Williamson YouTube channel. If you're liking the stream so far, please don't forget to like. Yeah, we got that. So, I'm going to put my phone back on charge. Then I am also going to well, I guess the question is, what am I going to put in here next? Now, I'm always saying, worry about stuff that's getting wet or worried about stuff that is not. And I was saying, well, if it goes in here, it doesn't get wet. Now, am I going to... The question is am I going to go against the grain about what I actually say I'm going to do and do it, or am I going to not give a fuck? And I think the answer probably is I'm probably not going to give too much of a fuck. Obviously, I want to keep this in and a bit of the electronics, and then also my sleeping gear in there. But I think let's be realistic about this for a second. Medical stuff, if it's in the Ziploc, can get wet, especially like these creams and that sort of stuff. So that can stay out. This, okay. That can go in. That's not going to be a problem. Let's just put this in a second, see how you feel about that. No, that's fine. And look how much space we still have, guys. Look at this. I mean, it might be a little bit difficult to see from here, but look at all that space we got. So this, even pushed down, right? If I can push this down, there's still space. And this kind of goes over the top. So now we can start getting a little bit more. There we go. That goes in. Then also, hygiene. Hygiene's important, guys. Super, super important to have hygiene. And if you're out in the forest all the time, sweating your absolute balls off, you know what you need? You need to have some Dove. Actually, I don't endorse Dove at all. I think it's actually a bit of a shitty brand. But these are the ones that came in small nozzles, and they're the ones that I use when I'm out in the field because they come in small nozzles, and I don't have to carry really, really big stuff around. So, look, if you're a hair supply company or whatever, let's just turn around that so we don't have to see what the brand is because the brand sucks. But yeah, guys, please, hair people, make it in smaller stuff and don't make it crazy expensive either, please. Like, it's just, I like to be able to take small things out, and I really hate having to do that. So to use shitty products. So if you're a good hair product, and yeah, happy to put you a sponsor on the show if you're prepared to give us some money, like and subscribe, all of that. So anyway, next, I'm kind of at the point now where I feel like I've pretty much got all the stuff that I need in here. I have pretty much all my medical stuff. We're not keeping any of... Oh, this is all the stuff. Okay, this is all the stuff that's going in my bag. So let me get out my bag so you guys can see it. This is my lucky pack. It's actually, I don't believe in luck, by the way. I'm joking. This bag has been with me since I first went to go work in Zimbabwe, back in Victoria Falls, back in 2016. Yeah, I finished my degree and I wanted to go and work in Zimbabwe for a bit of time. So I went and bought this backpack and a laptop, and I finished my degree, and then I ended up staying for working for a year to earn some money. And this bag the bag is really, really nice. It's like super strong and it's tight. Fucking love it. But one thing that I don't love is that all the, like you can see here, all the zips, they've all broken off now. And it was strong. It's just like this thing has had some really, really, really heavy use. And this has been anti-poaching. This has been literally gone everywhere with me. So, yeah, and it's not nearly as waterproof as it used to be. It used to be reasonably waterproof. But here in Malaysia, you just cannot, the waterproofing you just cannot do it. It's just impossible. So, let's get this out, right? So we've got a bunch of these cotton balls. It's an old bag that I'm going to, this is an old bag that I'm going to repurpose. And so I'm going to put all my drugs in that. All these drugs going in here. 2 layers of waterproofing this. Squeeze that nice and tight. I will do a double check with this. This is one of the things that I always end up doing a double check on. So, where do I put this? Let's make sure that I get everything out of here first. So that is a card from when I went to Bali. I was in Bali recently, and also I broke my leg. Check it out. See that lump there? It's a fracture. So high, a fracture is still a break. Calling you out on the live stream. So, cool. Oh, by the way, yeah, that person I just called out, you know who you are. But actually, his name is pronounced something differently, and what I just said is something really, really offensive in Chinese. So I'm really sorry I said that, by the way. To any native Chinese speakers, I do understand that is a thing, but I often forget. So let's continue. So this is going in, and I think I try to keep everything in the one spots. So this one he's going to go in here, easy access. Girls love the easy access. So do guys. Everyone loves easy access. Okay. Question is, am I going to put my food in that? And another question is, okay, so let me guys show you something about this. So this one here, this is the masak merah. So if you guys want to know, first of all, masak means cooking. So like saya masak, I'm cooking, and merah means red. So generally it's like often so the direct translation is chicken. Well, it's be ayam. If it's ayam, chicken cooking red. That's what the direct translation is. But actually, it's like this sort of like kind of red sauce. It can sometimes be a bit spicy. It's usually a bit sweet. It's quite nice. And so what comes in here is it comes in plate. And what I do want to double check is that the heating. Okay, so this thing comes with like this little heat warmer thing. So what you do is you add the water in, and you add water in this, then you add the heating thing in with all the other ingredients. You obviously take this out, and that reminds me actually how you remind me of, you know that song, made by Nickelback. One of the, I think it was their very first hit. So this can get wet. And also, I Get Wet, fantastic. I think, is that an album, a whole album, or is that by Andrew WK? Fucking love Andrew WK. Yeah, it is the album. Yeah, it's his first album. Andrew WK rocks. F in the, not F in the chat, just, yeah. Anyway, if you like Andrew WK, hit a like and a subscribe. I fucking love him. I've been getting back into the I Get Wet album, and you'll see me. I'm like on the road, on the motorbike. It's like, oh wait a second, can I do this? Okay, let me just be like, I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, and anyway, just rocking to the beat, pumping my fists, all that sort of stuff. I love Andrew WK. He's the best. And he's such a nice guy too. I met Andrew WK back in the Netherlands in like it was such a long time ago. When I was living in Holland. It was the very first like gig that I went to without my parents, and I think I was 16 at the time. And like the first like rock kind of metal gig, and it was so sick. There were probably only about like 40 of us there, and everyone was just going crazy, And if anyone doesn't know, Andrew WK does some of those other songs. Like he did that Jackass song, "We Want Fun." And anyway, the coolest thing about this guy was that so at the last song, I think it was "We Want Fun" or "Party Hard." Both fucking absolute banger classics, dudes. I'm gonna listen to some Andrew WK after this stream, but. Yeah, and he sat back and he wrote a personal note to every single person that came up and spoke to him on their ticket. So like he sat down and wrote a thing like, there you go, I'll do it on the thing so you can see, and just such a legend, such a nice guy. I fucking love Andrew WK. Oh, and his wife, by the way, his wife, I found this out recently, is that chick with like let's just say she's very well endowed, and she was from that that sitcom with like the two chicks working at the bar at this like coffee place. One's blonde, and this the chick, like I said, is very well endowed, and that's kind of all I remember about it. Both the chicks were hot. I remember that was sick, and but yeah, and so his wife is actually the chick with the really big tits. I'm gonna have to just say it because it's true, like massive. But anyway, so props to him, dude. I always thought that chick was really hot. So good on you, Andrew. Well done. Next is the question: is am I worried about my binoculars? And you know what? Getting those things wet actually would suck a fat ass donkey dick. So, and I completely forgot. Also, this thing comes out at the bottom. I can't believe I brought it. It's obviously got stuck at the bottom, but this thing actually goes underneath this bad boy. So. Got a little thing there, and it just comes out. Boom. So the question is can I make this any better? And I feel like I can. I feel like it's not Tetris enough. So, concurrent viewer number 1. What do you think? You're going to write in the chat for us? I'd love for someone to write in the chat, just telling me about my stream and stuff. But the show must go on. I'm really glad that whoever is in the stream and is staying in the stream. Props to you. Thank you very much. And next thing, It's actually kind of fun. It's kind of weird, actually. I think anyone who hasn't done a stream before, that's obviously my first time. I one time streamed some elephants when I was at this thing, and that was kind of fun. But this is a totally different thing where I'm like hosting it, and all you can see is my legs, pretty much, and my belly that I kind of look fat in this, but actually it's just because of the belt. I swear, ladies. I actually have a 4 pack. I do have abs, please. Anyway, so let's. Um, geez, I don't know, man. This is a bit of conundrum now because I'm kind of feel like I'm done with that. And you know what? I still have to put some food in there. I think what I'm going to do with the binos is I'm going to go out later and buy some plastic bags. I often use plastic bags to kind of, you know, stop stuff from like, you know, water getting in stuff, and whenever I put it in the main bag, because I'm going to have to put the laptop in there, and I'm going to have to. Um, well, I do wonder actually if I have to chuck the laptop in there or not, because I feel like if it gets wet, the laptop is. Let's have a look. Oh, and if anybody wants to know, check this out. By the way, you can't. Can you see it? Boom. It's my Sewang hat. My hair's all messed up from it, and this is. Well, my head must be getting bigger or thicker or something because it doesn't really fit me. Or maybe the things of. So if. Why are you waiting? Let me just put this headdress here so you can have a look. This one got made by. They got made for me by one of the village chiefs over in Poskemar for one of the sewangs that they did. Sewang is like the kind of orang asli church where they go and they pray to the spirits of the forest and stuff like that. So, yeah, give me a sec. I'm going to grab my laptop and see what the sizing situation is like. Got the laptop. See this thing here? See this thing here. This thing. I mean, not the headdress. By the way, I was told I was never allowed to put that thing on the floor. It can be quite disrespectful, so I always have to put it on like a table or something. Anyway, see this laptop? This laptop, it may not look like much. I mean, it may look a little bit dirty as well, which it is. But this laptop, it's like, see this? It's gone through the wars. This thing has been fucking waterboarded and still survived. I don't know how the hell this thing survived. It's still alive today, but it it plays, it works, and it's still living today. Though I think it will be going into retirement at some point soon. David, please hit me up with another laptop. Cool. So let's have a look at this. My biggest concern is that it might start rubbing on other stuff. So let's do this. Let's have a look. The problem is that I've got so much other shit around here. And I feel like I just can't fight this feeling anymore. You guys know that song? Gonna when I'm stuck fighting for. I just know do kind of hate the fact that there's like that, and then I do wonder maybe I should chuck maybe some clothes just over the top and in and around, maybe some underwear and shit, and then when I pack it on the way back, I can then, because I'm thinking, yeah, I really want to avoid having my having like too much stuff on my back, because it's just such a bitch trying to carry the stuff on your shoulders, and maybe I'll carry the food on my back and I'll have the clothes. I think what I'll do, how much clothes do I actually need is the question. So, and how are we going through this stream anyway? I must be streaming for a reasonable amount of time by now. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. Wow. I think what I'm going to do is let's do this. I'm going to go through some of my clothes real quick. I can show you the basics of what I'm going to be bringing. I can show you one thing that I'm going to be bringing. I'm bringing all that clothing, by the way. So interesting, actually, in this part of the world, it gets a little bit cold. At night, you can actually get quite cold. These things are not to help with that at all. These things are for leeches. So pretty much, they're leech socks. Pretty much essential if you're going and walking around in the forests in Malaysia, especially if it's been raining. And they've been, like, I'll show you guys some photos of the things, and maybe actually let's have a look at what the weather's like right now in that part. So what I'm doing is I'm using an app called Rain Alarm. So I'm living in a place called Ipoh, and I'm going up to sort of up into sort of this part of it's in northern Malaysia, and so far there's no rain, just a little bit of patch of rain, and looks like a cumulonimbus cloud just through there. But last couple of days it's been raining quite hard, so especially in the evenings or afternoons. So I want to be making sure I have leash socks for leeches. So I'm actually wondering, I want to try and keep these bad boys as dry as possible. Hello. Yay. I knew there was going to be a spot. And I think things like probably socks and stuff can probably go and be going in and around here too. I always bring like a lot of pairs of socks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep that pair of socks out because I'm going to be wearing them tomorrow morning as I go out. Just, doing basic sock work, socking it up. Rock'em sock'em robots. Okay, sweet, they're already done, so okay. Do. Anyone wondering, I wear a size 15. pair of shorts, got a rain jacket, got a cold jacket, got an ERP jacket, got pants. So the question is, how many pants can a man wear? Can a man bring? And the answer is, well, I'm bringing two. I work when I'm packing clothes. I always bring at least one set for dry and one for wet, because there's nothing worse than coming back from being out and then realizing that you've got no dry clothes and you have to sit there and be wet the whole fucking time. So yeah, that's it. So pretty much I got that pair of I got this I've got okay, let me I had that pair of pants that I was just going around. I've got a nice shirt which I'm going to fold in a minute. That's another pair of socks which I'm actually going to bring with me. I got a t-shirt. So also bear in mind that I also generally kind of have riding, with all my riding gear, I usually actually have a t-shirt in and a t-shirt for out, or at least have something that I know I'm going to wear that morning and then take out, and then when I come back, so that I can at least think. So I think I'm probably going to wear this t-shirt in. So let me put it with all the other motorcycle gear. So, pants, socks, shirt. And this shirt I don't think I'm going to bring. Right. So, like everything, I have two pairs for stuff. I need to go and grab the other pair of shorts, and also the other pair of pants. So going with the same thing, I'll have at least one pair wet, one pair dry. So I always bring two pairs for everything. At least two pairs, by the way. Here's the other pair of shorts. These are the ones that I usually don't kind of go around the bush in, because I go around in the forest a little bit with them, but I don't go deep in the forest where there's lots of mud and shit everywhere. Ooh, track pillow. Maybe this should actually go in here more than a pair of socks, which is fine. Stuff can go in the other one. So, we've got that. Look at that. That's nice. I like that. That's young Beth. Oh, and if anyone does not know, I also do speak Malay. I wouldn't say that I'm fluent in it, but I am also not like my Malay is not bad. So here I've got a thing, a jacket. These jackets sometimes good when it's like not too cold. Like the polar fleece can be is nice, but it can be thing. But so this one, so as you can see, I working for ERP. Today is kind of my technically my day off. I'm still packing. So let's do this. Three button down. Do I really need to button it down all the way? Nah. It'll be fan. Fan, just fan. Fan. Anyone who got that reference? It's from South Park, actually. Cool. So I've got that. Now, what I'm actually looking for is I should have like a pair of pants, like grey pants that I take like every time I go in, and they're best of the forest because, well, one, I've been using them for longer than I've been using my backpack. So that's so um, as you can imagine, that is I've been using it for a significant amount of time, and they are just like they're one of these things that just made out of like super material. It's so strong and hardy. It's just like that's bullshit. Like, you cannot have that. So I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm still going to bring the polar fleece as well. I guess how am I going to be able to fit all this shit in? It's the problem about having this kind of stuff. You've got to be bringing jackets and shit. So, okay, that's the dry pants. So let's have a look at that. So we've got wet pants. Sorry, we've got dry pants. We've got two pairs of shorts. I'm just thinking, do I need to bring this as well as that? Nah, I think I'll probably be fine. I probably don't need it. I think I'm a little bit going too much for it. So I'll bring this because it's an ERP shirt technically, and so that'll be better for stuff. I need at least 2 or 3 shirts while I'm there as well. So honestly, I do like this thing. I got this from Decathlon as well, actually. This shirt. The shirt's not bad. Could be better, but actually, what am I talking about? This is actually a really nice shirt. I fucking love this shirt. It's super light, fits well. I'm just folding all this stuff like this for now because I'm gonna have to refold it when I put it in the when I put it in this, and I think it's likely to fit. Grab another 1 or 2 shirts and All right, I'm back. Obviously, I got a shirt. I'm bringing another two shirts. Because honestly, I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, how I actually don't know how long I'm going to be there either. So this is going to be a bit of a experience for me. And yeah, I'm kind of gonna do a bit of go with the flow type stuff with this. So that's going to be a yeah, quite an interesting thing. I really have no idea what to expect. And so if anyone is wondering if I'm gonna film like a video about this, I think it's unlikely that I won't, just because the um, look, I don't really know these guys that well, and I will feel a bit weird trying to put together a video and all that sort of stuff. So, um, yeah, that's why I won't. Give us a second. I'm just trying to find some. I need underwear. Is actually what this is. Two, three. Yeah, three pairs of underwear should be all right. And what I'll probably end up doing is trying to put them around the the computer. So I prefer these kind of underwear because it's just more comfortable for me, especially when it's so fucking hot. And in Malaysia, it's fucking hot. Yeah. If you see me just like sitting here for a second, it's because I'm just thinking. When I'm going through a lot. What am I talking about? When I'm going and doing these trips, I have a lot of things that I do need to think about when I'm about bringing in stuff too. It's not just I'm just gonna go out in the forest. I need to make sure that I've got enough equipment and enough clothing, and I can always go out. But I really hate having to spend money unless I absolutely have to. So, and I've spent quite a bit of money this month as well. So already, it's only the ninth, and yeah, I spent like more than 3/5 of my bank account savings. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be a little careful about my money, and so I'm just having to be cautious about what I bring. So next thing is, um, where are those? Where's that? Because I need that pair of pants. I need them. Really need that pair of pants. So let me have a quick run around. Found them. So the question is, okay, how many pairs of shirts and shit do I have? All right, I'm gonna take another ERP shirt for when I actually come in. So ERP shirts do I have? so I'm going to actually wear this shirt on my way in because I don't really want to destroy my other shirts. I don't care if I ruin ERP shirts because I can always just get new ones. So and I do believe actually I have an ERP t-shirt somewhere, but these are all polos. But the ERP t-shirt is yeah, I don't really like it that much, to be honest. It's kind of a bit shitty. The designs, well, actually the t-shirt's not bad, but the design is, you can't really, it's really difficult to see design in terms of ERP, and then also that t-shirt is just destroyed from all the stuff that I've done in it. So I generally, it looks a bit unprofessional, so I generally stick away from that. Next thing is that I guess I have all my clothes. This shirt's being worn tomorrow. Probably, you know what? I've probably forgotten stuff. I know that I've got batteries that I don't have, and I know that there's a couple of other things that I don't have, which I'm probably going to have to go and pick up in Grick tomorrow on my way in. Because let's face it, I can actually get most of the stuff that I need to at Grick. So let's do a little bit of a test. Let's see if we can fit all that stuff in here. These things can actually be reasonably cavernous too. Despite it looking like this, you pretty much can only fill it up to about here anyway. So let's do that test. I was actually going to say something, but then I forgot. So, if you, I guess, have I mentioned why I'm using these kind of bags? I think I did because they're waterproof and you don't want to have wet clothes when you arrive at the destination. Yeah, and I use these because, well, these ones are so good, man. Like the Sea to Summit ones are probably some of the best I've seen. And what's great about these two is they have there's these hooks here which you can use for, fuck. Shit. You know, these things can just go in and it holds it onto the motorbike. So, anyway, that's in. So I've watched like an absolute shit ton of like survival stuff, and I've been on like I've done a lot of survival courses and that sort of stuff too. And what's interesting is a lot of people say that you should pack your bags. Shit. See, that's why I'm doing this. You should pack your bags based on how much you think you're going to use your equipment. And yeah, I think you can do that, and I think it's sometimes good to do that. But with this, I think it really doesn't fucking matter. I think that at the end of the day, I mean, if you know that you're gonna have to use like a what do you call it? like a rain jacket or something like that, then um, yeah, put that shit on top. Or if you're gonna have to like build your tent or something real quick, then yeah, put that on top. But I would say that um, yeah, don't. Is that with this? I'm just putting everything in as is because let's face it, I probably don't need to um, worry about it so much, especially once I arrive at the village. So yeah, this is going to be so pretty much I can just put in whatever in the thing that I want. So kind of hope that I've got enough clothes. If I don't, let's face it, I'll make up some bullshit about needing to come back or something. I don't know. I probably will just need to come back because I got no more clothes. So now, fuck, that hurt. Hit my funny bone. So see, this is about as packed as you're gonna want it. And I feel like this is probably all the really really like clothes that I need. So as you can see, make sure that it's as pushed down as possible. So pretty much what you do. So let me show you on here. So there you go, done. And then 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Try and pull it in like that. So it kind of locks in on itself. Ain't no water getting on that. And then I can literally just attach that right between my legs when I'm riding. And yeah, Bob's your next president. If you're from Zimbabwe, you might get that joke. So that's that. Then underwear. I think I can probably just put it around like this. Yeah, I feel like that's actually pretty good. Because I mean, you know what? I probably need to put this pair of socks actually in here. I'm chuck another pair of socks in. But I mean, I think that's about as me. And then pretty much any of the other stuff that I need to put in will yeah can just go in the bag, my backpack, which won't be that heavy. And I think, like I said, guys, the socks are important. Because okay, so the socks are important for a couple of reasons. One is just for the fact that I am going to be using it on the motorbike. But then the second reason is because the um, if I'm going around in the forest, I'm going to have to actually wear these as well as the leash socks. Um, it's like trying to prevent, a bit of double penetration in a way, or trying to prevent, you know, double penetration, Pat. Oh, Yeah, no. You don't want double protection to prevent penetration. That's what I'm talking about. These. We ain't getting all freaky with these leeches. So yeah, I feel like that's actually pretty good. And I'm gonna put the rest of. I'm gonna chuck. I feel really good that I got the computer in here. I'm actually gonna take that out later so I can be watching stuff before I go to bed. But at least I know proof of concept works and that I'm not gonna have any issues. So that actually feels really. I feel like I'm now pretty much at the point that I need to be doing this. So let's do this. Wow, looks like it's a bit breezy outside. So I'm glad that I know showing you how to do this. I'm not going to roll this back up now. I'm going to roll it back up later. Right, I'm leaving tonight. But let us. So another thing that I wanted to show everybody is what I do to make maps. So anyone who knows me knows that I enjoy making maps. And you can see my belly button here. And I am going to do screen only. So what is a map? I'm joking. I'm sure anyone who knows me knows what a map is, and we're about to make one. So just waiting for this to load. Just waiting. I'm also just rearranging my camera so that it is on the thing. You guys probably can't see. Okay. Boom. Here we go. So to give you guys a bit of an idea, I've got the Tim. Whoops. I hope I didn't fuck anything then. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So so this is the area. It's up near. This is Lake Temangor. It's up in northern Malaysia. So pretty much whenever I make maps, I already kind of made this one. So this is the area. What I've done is I've actually put it in an A1 size. I'm not going to be printing this map. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be exporting it to a PDF and then using an app on my phone called Avenza PD. I think is it Avenza Maps or Avenza PDF? I can't remember. Or is it just Avenza Maps? So let me just camera only. Oh wait, you can see me. Maybe she's made of it. So I use this app called Avenza. What you can do is you can click on it and it shows you where you are on the map and everything like that. It's really sweet little tool. It's free to use, but you have to make them. Well, you can download the maps, but you can also make them yourself. So it's the area. I got some data from the government, from some government website. Oh, and I need to actually show you. Okay, so this is the area here. I got the road network from government data website. I actually went in and what's this? Oh, didn't want that. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I used some satellite imagery to figure out where it looked like some villages are, and then and then also I had this. All this is like free data. I got the contours from it's the NASA. There's a NASA website that you can download it from, and I got the DSM. And then what I did was I converted that into the contours via. So if you have a quick look, what I did was I had the raster. I think it'd be another rasters. Yeah, rastify that, and it'll be this raster, won't it? Yeah, here you go. So this is the raster. So you can go have a look and see. If you quickly open up this bad boy, which is not the right one, this bad boy here, the red means 8 meters above sea level, and then the yellow means like around here is about 1,000, and then the blue up through here is 2,000. So it actually goes up in elevation quite significantly. So what I did was I got that and I went raster, extraction, contour, and then I put in the contours and then it just did it for me. So not hard, super, super easy stuff. We're not going to worry about that today. What we are going to be worrying about is how I actually... So we built that. We got all that data. Super easy to get. Super easy to make. Then what I did was I got this and I scaled it to 1 in 15,000. So you can see this is 1 in 15,000 here, which is what it felt like based on all the different villages. And then we are going... Then what I did was I added some grids. So what I did was I just pressed add, and then it took me to this. I've got the grids at every 1,000 meters, so every kilometer. So this is, each one of these squares is a kilometer by kilometer. What we're going to do quickly is we're going to put a little frame in here. Then what we're going to do, so all I did was I just went and checked out the thing. We can check on the frame. I checked zebra tick because zebra tick is, I love it because it's, you know, African. Then we also want to draw some coordinates. So if we make sure that we are using this tool here, and you can see it's got a 0.0000. This is something we want to get rid of. We don't want any of that shit. We just want it to tell you what this is. So just to give you an idea, I'm using the UTM scale, it's the UGS, USGS, UTM. It is, if I want to show you guys real quick, it's this one here, WGS 84 UTM zone 47, and that's best for this sort of area. I found that most people like to have WGS stuff. So here, and I prefer to use UTMs rather than decimal degrees, because look at that, look how nice it looks, and then you can know exactly how big a kilometer is. It just makes more sense in from a mapping point of view. So let's do a little bit of that. Okay, cool. So then what we want to do is we want to add some text. Banun. Banun first visit map. Spelled visit wrong. First visit map. June 2024. So obviously you can't see any of that. It looks really shit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open that up. You click on the font bit. We are going to, well, first of all, let's do this and that so you can actually see it. Now let's open this up. Let's make you thick. She thick. And then just make it big enough so you can read it. Then I'm also going to add a key. And I'm also going to, okay. So I'm going to get rid of you. Boom. I'm going to get rid of amenities because I don't need it. Apart from, I don't know where the cell towers are, so I'm going to remove that. Remove all those. So all I know is that there's a school there. We know that they're Orang Asli villages. We don't need the buildings because that's something else. So we don't need that. The question is, do I actually need one? I got literally just like 3 points and this is a basics maps. No, I don't. Thank you very much. Goodbye. We already know that these is 100 by 100 meters. Yeah, you know what? If you're actually making this for like somebody, then yeah, it would be totally 100% good to put all these things in. But this is me for my own thing, and I'm using this as a data collection point anyway. So is there anything else that I need to add? You know what I would usually be doing is is I would actually be adding a little text thingy here, and I'd be like, map created by, I usually put ERP, but I'm not going to, and then I'd be cartographer, and yeah, so I'm actually wondering, so yeah, this is it, this is the place. It's like, you know, a lot of this stuff is all about like making sure that it actually gets well, and I'm actually just thinking about this, and I'm going to get me some food. So let's do this. I know exactly what I'm going to get already. The chicken barroval. So let me just show you guys something real quick. Let's boom. Let's camera only. Yeah, look at this. So. Oh, there's Dana's bamboo curry place. It is the shit right there. So usually when I'm gonna actually get the chicken barroval. So if you see, look at all these chicken dishes, and it's only like 12 ringgit. I mean, it's only like this one's 19.90. So in Aussie dollars, and then plus my thing, I got a cashback voucher as well, so this only cost me 20 ringgit and 10 cents including delivery. So that's pretty sweet. I enjoy that. So I'm actually going to order that right now. We're going to place that order, and it's going to arrive in 15 to 20 minutes. So I think by then I will have done the stream. I think we're getting close now. We're getting real close. So I think that, yeah, this is, so the main thing about this is that I just kind of put this, and I'd be like Patrick Williamson, and I give you the date, which is, the date is the 9th of June, 2024, and what I would also do, put the appearance, because what you want is you want a frame and a background, and you want to make this a little bit smaller, and you want to go in, and you also want to position in size. So you actually want to, there we go. Then you'd also put the, oh shit, I'm actually showing. Sorry guys. So actually, as you can see, what I've done is I just put this stuff in, the date, the coordinate system, and yeah, I mean, these are the main things. So this is WGS. How exactly do I write that? You always got to check. UTM zone 47N. Okay. And I feel like I should actually be putting something else in here. I always forget this. So let's quickly open up another one, cancel. Oh, and the scale, of course. Of course, the scale. What am I doing? But on April 24, and then I want to put in the scale. Scale, which is 1 in 1500. What I'm actually going to do is this, so that, yeah, this is pretty much it, guys. This is the map. So what I end up doing from here is I I export it actually as a PDF. So Banu in April 2024, I put it in my 2022 maps thing because I'm lazy and everything goes in there. I just need to rename it, just say Asia maps. And then when we open this up, let's have a look. So we now have this as our PDF. I put it as landscape, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. Okay, I want to now do that. Can I zoom in? This is the problem about Adobe, is that it sucks. There's a nice little piece of random shit here. So these, I haven't done anything to this data at all. It's literally just the information. So I think, I have no idea. I mean, this is better than nothing. I'm gonna find out more. As you can see, I've just named these. And if you want to actually have a look, see how I did it. So let's close that down. Let's turn off the contours. Let's turn on the base maps. So I got a Google Earth base map here. And if I quickly turn off the Orang Asli villages, and let's see if I can turn off, because I got the government data. This is actually just raw data. So we can actually see it here. And I'm also going to turn on the point of interest. So quite literally, we're looking at just a satellite image. I'm not going to turn off the water because that's actually quite helpful. But what I ended up doing was, so you can see here, this is the main road here. This is the Bunding Jelly Road. And it goes from Grick through, this is Bunding Island here. And yeah, so I'm going to visit this village here. And so immediately you can see that it is lighter in color compared to everything else. I mean, obviously the satellite imagery is a bit shitty around through here. But you can go in and immediately see that there are people living there. So what I ended up doing was I just went in here, Orang Asli villages, I just went in and I boop. Yeah, and I just made it. So we don't need that. We don't need that on. We need it on. And then you can actually see each one. They're actually very small villages. This might only have maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe about 10 houses. There are probably about like 30, 40 people living there. And the thing about Orang Asli villages is that there's lots of little stuff. So here we also have the school. So I already checked from Google and found out that this is a school, and it looks exactly like Malaysian schools do. From, you know, like the school in Pos Kamal looks very, very similar to this. And yeah, so you got that. And then you kept going down, and you can see this is all the rubber plantation where they've been cutting down the forest for rubber. And so you can see here, there's people here. The Orang Asli, they make money from the rubber. They make absolutely fuck all money from it. But anyway, here's another village. You just keep on going along. You keep finding them. As long as you follow the roads. If there's roads, there's villages. This one's a little bit difficult to see, but if you go in enough, you can see them there. And these people are all pretty much all Temia. There's also Jahai people that live in the area. I speak a little bit of Temia. Let me tell you something. If someone says gay to you, it means eat. It doesn't mean homosexual. And girl means sit down. So, yeah, that was a bit funny when I found out about that. Oh, another village here that I didn't actually notice. See, a lot of these guys, they rely on fishing, and essentially they rely on fishing and what they call pokok kata. Kata is rubber, so rubber tapping. So yeah, that's how I did it. Very, very simple. I'll probably end up later starting to put together maps of, like you can see here, right? These are all old logging tracks. So you can see all the stuff through here. But you can also see where these guys have been going up and logging. And yeah, so this is the area, and yeah, I think we're just about done with this. So how far off is this food? Let's that's the most important question. So I'm just checking this. Give us a mo. Oh, it is on its way. 5 to 10 minutes. So how about this? Let's finish off the stream. I think that maybe there's lots of people that will watch this later. I doubt it, who actually watches my streams. Except the one concurrent viewer who has gone now, unfortunately. But I think my parents might watch this at the thing. So anyway, what I'm going to do is when this food actually comes, and he is going a very weird way. Let me just quickly send him a quick message. All right, just give us a sec, guys. Okay, he's saying he's on his way, but okay, it looks like he's actually on his way now. So anyway, so I can see that there's absolutely nobody in this, but I don't care. It's only my first stream. I don't have that big a thing on YouTube yet, which is fine. I don't post nearly enough as I would like, and as I said, I'm not going to post for this video either. So for this trip, because of the reasons that I mentioned, if you're still actually here watching it after the fact, I applaud you. And the food is only like 5 minutes away. If you really, really want to see what I got this amazing curry dish, and I don't really like eating in front of people. I certainly don't think mukbangs and all that sort of thing are very nice. So I'm going to show you the food, and then I'm going to go. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing that. And the question is, how many kilometers is it from the school to the lake? So let's do some line measurement. Boom. To the lake, 5 Ks. That's actually quite far. That's actually further than I expected. And these people must be living in, now that I have a look, because now I've got some time now. Wow. Look at these contours, by the way, guys. Like, each one of these contours is... Okay, each one of these yellowish lines here is 10 meters, and each one of the reddish lines is 50. So, yeah, that's... it is a very, very mountainous region. Lots and lots of hills and stuff. Between 5 and 10. Come on, I'm hungry. I'm really, really hungry. And this, I must say, guys, this curry, the bamboo curry and everything like that is really, really nice. And it's spicy too. I fucking love spicy food. So that's one thing I will end up missing when I do eventually leave Malaysia is the food here generally is very, very good. And reasonably cheap. I would say that the food in Malaysia could be more. The thing is that if you're looking at it from like a local perspective, it's actually, it's not expensive, but it's, if you're, for example, looking at food from a perspective of from like a Westerner coming in and I'm spending $6 Aussie, or $6.50, and getting a full meal out of that, and the food is really, really top tier quality. So that's really, really sick. And I think a lot of people, I think from that perspective. But then I also earn local wages. I earn well in terms of local wages, but I still earn local wages. So um, yeah, I reckon I can afford to eat out probably more than most people. But yeah, it's not. And I'm just sitting here rambling because the food is like literally just. It says it's 3 minutes away. This thing's always late, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run down. I'm going to put this stream on hold for a few minutes. There's not like there's anybody here. If you're actually just watching this from afterwards, feel free to skip to the end where I'm going to show you where what I'm eating, and you can be jealous if you like, if you don't live in Malaysia. So give me 2 seconds, and I will be back. All right, I'm back. So, guys, just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to put it on a plate so you can see, and I can start eating and end the stream there. Alrighty, so here it is. Look at that. So let me just move this microphone out of the way so you can see. Look at that. Boom. Oh. Chicken Varuval. Awesome food. So, let me just put this down over here. It's actually great. This thing is, I actually still need to add some sauce and stuff, but let me just, man, feeling gross because it's just so sweaty and shit. But anyway, look, guys, I would say I'm going to leave it here. Pretty much right 3 hours, 3 hour stream. So some minor hiccups at the beginning. Sorry for the swearing at the beginning, I guess, YouTube, if you really care. I don't give a flying fuck. So anyway, thanks. If you really came and hang out for the entire time, thanks, guys. Really enjoyed that. So anyway, let's I'm going to get my roll on, get my food on, and yeah, maybe I'll post some more stuff in the community tab for anybody who is interested in watching. And thanks for joining the stream, and I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good one, guys. Time for me to eat some amazing Malaysian food. All right.